Hello everyone, thank you for joining me on this wonderful evening. Well, I'll just put the knife down, that was a little bit aggressive of me. Anyway, I'm very excited because I'm doing my first unboxing on the channel today to cover up my address. I was lucky enough to receive this special package from Garmin, so thank you very much Garmin for sending this out to me. I'm looking forward to showing you the goodies that are inside. Put my knife to good use. The first unboxing on this channel, so quite a monumentous occasion. This channel is just full of monumentous occasions, isn't it? I swear I used that term in the last video. Alright, without further ado, details. This is what we're talking about. Alrighty, we have the Garmin Varia. I'd say Varia. We have the Garmin Varia RCT 715. Say that 10 times. RCT 715, RCT 715, RCT 715. So we have the Garmin Varia RCT 715 rear view radar, camera and tail light. It basically senses when there's something behind you, and then it'll give a signal to the car or the truck or whatever is behind you that you're there. So it'll light up, and while you're riding it's constantly filming everything behind you, so you can get everything on camera. If something happens to you, this bad boy will make a note of it. So let's get into this. So the aim of this light is to basically make you more visible on the road, so sensing when the cars are coming and then lighting up. A few different mounts for different sized seat posts, some bungee cords as well so you can strap it around, and then we have the most important piece of all, the light. Whew, it's pretty chunky. This is a serious piece of equipment. Just rip into this. There we go. Wow. I feel like it could just shoot laser beams straight at me. Looks very powerful. As you may have noticed, I'm quite into filming things these days, and although this light does have a camera inbuilt, first and foremost it's actually a safety device, and the camera, you can have fun with it, you can record your friends, but essentially this bad boy is for safety. I actually have the older version of this light. This is the new and improved one. Maybe I go and get my other light just to show you the upgrade. One moment. Aha, I found it. So here's the old light. It's a light and a radar. So this one detects when the cars are coming behind you and then sends you an alert to your Garmin so that you know that the car is behind you, and then it also starts to light up so the car knows that you're there as well. So it provides increased visibility when there is a car behind. But this one, note the difference. This is a bit more slender. This is a pretty thick boy. This one also has the camera, so it's recording continuously. So it records everything that comes up behind you, and actually, I think it just records the whole time. We shall see when I test this out on the road tomorrow. Not only does this little friend let the people behind you know that you're there, it also lets you know that they're there because it pairs to your Garmin computer and it sends you alerts to make sure that you know that there's traffic behind you. Imagine if you had both of them on at once. That would just be the ultimate in safety. I think I've got enough seat post for that. The catchphrase for this is, it looks back while you look ahead. I really like that. I'll take the Varia RCT 715. Nailed it. We'll take this little pal for a spin, and I'll take you along too, and I'll show you how effective it is and how it keeps me safe. Although Spanish drivers are pretty good, they're very relaxed, and sometimes they're very slow out of intersections, which is so annoying. It takes them like 5 seconds to accelerate or start to accelerate from traffic lights. You do get the odd hooligan around the place, so hopefully we don't capture any of those hooligans on camera, but it would be good content anyway, just to show the effectiveness of this. Let's go riding, shall we? Okay, it's time to ride my bike this morning. I've had quite a lazy morning. It's 11 o'clock right now. But to be honest, I needed this laziness because I've had a big week of training for me. And today is just an easy recovery spin. So I can afford to be a bit more relaxed with my morning and head out at 11:30 or so. What I need to do is put the radar, which is just hiding behind you, put the radar on my bike. I probably should actually read which direction it should go up. That would be a good start. Okay, I've got the instruction manual. I do like how it's all pictures, very kind of Garmin. I am a visual learner, so this is always good. It goes that way. Good strength work for the fingers, the fine motor skills. Oh, okay. That sounds pretty good. And now, if I just reach behind and get the light, thank you very much, I believe. Oh, it's a bit dinky. I'm a simple person, alright? It's quite hard to work. Sometimes I wish my dad was here in situations like this. Just like that. Here's a close-up of the contraption that I have going on. So that's the mount, and then the light clips into that. This is the clip here. You can release it. I'm not going to do that though because I don't want my light to fall to its death. And then there's a bungee cord that goes around the seat post. Make sure it's nice and straight, all lined up. That looks pretty well good to go for me. And this is the on switch. So you can see the camera, the light, and just the general sensor. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this on. Try not to blind myself in the process. And I downloaded the app onto my phone. And then on the app, I can choose to take a picture. I can see the battery. I can choose to record. And I can also go into the sounds and alerts. I can adjust the camera settings, so the camera setup. The recording mode, at the moment it's in continuous recording mode, so in theory it should be recording right now. Hello! There's also a gallery, so when you connect your light to the phone Wi-Fi, you can see the pictures that your camera has taken. Oh, it's taken quite a few already. Wow, okay, it is working then. Light. Oh, I just heard a noise. Oh, there we go. Radar. Add. Oh, wow. Light network formed. Always check over your shoulder, guys. Cool. That's all good to go. So then, on my sensors, I now have the light. I'm just doing an easy max 2-hour spin today, so the perfect opportunity to test out the new toy. I'm also a little bit sad because yesterday when I was riding, I dropped my Aftershocks headphones, the ones that loop around the back of your head. I took them off because I was chatting with a friend and I put them in my pocket, and then they've just disappeared. They've fallen out of my pocket somewhere. So I'm going to retrace my steps from yesterday and see if I can find my headphones. I'm not holding out much hope, but I'm hoping that they're just disguised in a grass verge somewhere waiting for me, waiting for my return. So that's also the #1 priority of today. 2 main aims, test the light and find my headphones, but yeah, I think the light will go okay, but I'm not too sure about achieving the other goal. I think they might be long gone. Let's get out there, shall we? Let's just get this done. I'm a bit tired and don't really feel like riding my bike today, but there are a couple of good incentives to get out there. Just giving you a 360 of my bum here. You can see the light flashing away very nicely, doing its job. And then, oh, that's the noise that it likes to make. You can see the cars coming behind me, and it's red on the screen because that means that there is a car behind me. That's the visual alert. If there's nothing behind me, there's no colour, but if there's something that's just gone past, then it changes to green. And here's what I'm sure you've all been waiting for, footage from the actual camera light radar. Not bad at all. Just partway through my ride, having a bit of a pit stop. Time to fill up bottles. It's that time of the year where we enter what I like to call font hunting season, which is where you have to get a little bit more adventurous and explore the smaller towns around the place in order to find a water fountain. Sometimes they're easily identifiable if they're in a park or they actually look like a water fountain, but more often than not they're disguised right in the middle of massive statues, so it can be quite difficult to actually spot them, spot the little tap. Like that one just there, this is a prime example. But yeah, I have insider's knowledge, so I knew that this one was here. But yeah, firstly, update on the headphone situation. There is no update. I have not found my headphones. I've been scouring the roadside as I've been riding along, which has actually taken a lot of concentration and has made my brain quite tired. It's very energy sapping, but yeah, no success, but no surprises there either. I didn't really anticipate to find them. I think they're long gone. Either some Spanish had an absolute score yesterday and has got himself some new headphones and he's listening to some sick beats right now, or they're hiding in the grass and they'll probably be found in maybe 10 years time when some local decides to cut the lawns. So yeah, that's that. But on to the most important matters at hand, the new light that I have on my bike, the Varia RCT 715. There it is just there. And actually it's really impressing me. It's very onto it. Highly intelligent light. Very smart piece of technology. It detects the cars before I even realise that they're coming. The audible alert goes off my Garmin. It goes ding, ding, and then I think to myself, oh, there's a car coming. And then sure enough, 5 seconds later, I start to hear the car, but it detects it well before I actually detect the car myself. And it's also really good because of that, you get so much warning. The car is still a good 100 meters away, I would say. It's a long way away. And then it's not until 15 seconds later that it's actually ready to pass you. It gives you such good warning. And not only does it detect the first car behind you, it's really clever because it detects all the other cars behind you as well. So if there's a queue of traffic, you can see dots on your screen and then you can see how many cars are coming, and it makes a noise every single time a car backs up behind the previous car. So it's very nifty technology. I would say that you'd get a little bit annoyed by the alerts going off all the time if you're riding in the city or more of an urban environment, but for me, riding out in the country right now, it hasn't been going off at all. And when it's been going off, it surprised me because I thought, oh, there's a car behind me. From that respect, it's really good. And I probably wouldn't notice just the flashing visual light going off on my Garmin to say there's a car. Like, the noise really helps as well. I would turn it off if I was riding in a city, I think, because more often than not, there's going to be a car behind you 24/7. One thing I'm not too sure about though is the battery life, how long the light actually lasts battery-wise, and then how long the Garmin lasts with these additional features connected towards it, because I feel like having a noise going and then blinking all the time on the Garmin could also sap the energy of that. So it'll be interesting to see when I get back what the Garmin battery situation is looking like. Maybe there are less heavy energy sapping modes that you can put the Garmin on or put the light on so it doesn't use as much battery, especially if you're going out for longer rides, because at the moment I'm only out for a maximum of 2 hours, so I don't expect any batteries to die. But if you're going out for 5 hours or something, then that might be a different story. You might want to make sure that it's gonna last the distance. So yeah, I'll check in on the battery front when I get back, see how much I've used up compared to normal. But yeah, so far everything is very good. I shall continue on my merry way. We'll get back and I'll give you a bit of a debrief, the full lowdown once I've finished my ride and I know exactly what this light Garmin combination is about.
And here we have a textbook example of the perfect pass. That is at least 3 meters, I would say. Just sensational. Good job, driver. Here you can see the change from red to green and then to nothing as I have nothing behind me. And then, wait for it, whoa, you've got company! And then you can see the dot on the side of the screen, that's the car. And then it goes past me and then it's back to green again, all is well. I included footage of the temperature gauge there because it was 31 degrees, yet this Dunedin gal was thriving. And here I am keeping an eye on the people behind me. Look out guys, I can see you. Whoopsies! I will admit that wasn't the best move from me, sorry old mate, but it was about at this point in time I was thinking Garmin should really come up with a Girona-specific people radar.
Hi everyone! You're now joining me on one of my favourite pastimes, which is taking my bike to the car wash for a bit of a clean, bit of a scrub. Oh, this gravel is getting a little bit treacherous with one hand, so maybe I stop talking now and I start again when I'm actually sitting down and can say what I want to say without jeopardizing my safety. Catch you soon. Here I am again, not following my own advice, but I'd just like to say one thing before I stop, and that is I just love riding my gravel bike around town just for pure fun, sense of enjoyment, no real purpose. Can just go really slowly and not have a care in the world, just poodle about and enjoy the sunshine. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I've finished my business at the car wash. I've given my trusty Kenyan Grail, named Diego, a good clean, and now I thought I would sit down to talk to you about how I found this funky little safety multi-tool, as I like to call it, the Garmin Varia RCT 715. This is just me trying to get it off my bike over here. I did use it to go to the car wash on my gravel bike. It's very versatile. You can just clip the mount onto all your seat posts, all your different bikes. So yes, this one here, this little baby, I'll tell you all about it and my experiences. So to summarize my findings after putting this through its paces, I've come to the conclusion that you've got a very low risk of getting scared by cars when you have this on your bike. First of all, it detects the cars before you even know that they're there. I think I said this in the video when I was out on the road, but sometimes I didn't even know the car was coming and my Garmin lit up to say that there was something behind me and I didn't even realize. I couldn't even hear it. The detection on this is so good. It can spot cars from a mile off. Well, not just cars, it can spot motorcycles, trucks, basically anything that's coming from behind you with greater speed, it'll let you know before you even realize. So I thought that was very impressive. It's like what they say about dogs. dogs can recognize earthquakes coming before they've actually hit. I think this is the same with this. This can recognize cars coming well before a human can. It's got like a sixth sense. In terms of issues, I didn't really have any. The only slight difficulties I had were with the intricacies of the setup, just making sure that everything was paired correctly and that I had the light in the right mode for what I wanted when I was riding outside, because obviously I didn't want the light on, but I wanted it to go on when the cars were passing. So I found it a little bit challenging and confusing to get it set up, but once it was going and I knew it was working when I was out on the road, it was just perfect. It was seamless. I had no issues at all when I was out there. I think I lost 1/3 of the battery in a 2-hour ride, and I had all the settings going. I had the radar, the light, and the camera, and I only lost 13% of my Garmin battery from the 2-hour ride, and that's including all the Garmin functions as well. So I'm not sure what it would normally be, maybe 7 or 8%, 10%, but it wasn't much more having this connected to my Garmin. So I was very pleased to see that. So I think arguably the most important point of all is that I had no issues whatsoever with cars or traffic when I was out on the road. And I had no near misses, no close calls, no cars cutting really fine. It made me more aware of the cars that were being really courteous and giving me a lot of space, and that was every car basically. So to finish off this video, I think the biggest talking point that I took away from using this light, and I will continue to use this light because it's wonderful, the biggest thing was that the cars were just so slow and so courteous and so respectful, and it just made me realize how good they were. And I don't know if that's because I was using the light, maybe they knew it had a camera so they were on their best behavior, or perhaps they were just being respectful because they could see that I'd taken extra visibility measures. I'm not really sure on the exact benefits, but I would like to think that this light played a large role in my safety out on the road and my positive experience with the traffic, because lights are really good at keeping you safe at the end of the day, and this is a bloody good light. So I would recommend it if you're a little bit conscious about your safety out there and you want some reassurance that the traffic around you knows that you're there and that you can see that they're behaving well around you. Then I would suggest that you get your hands on one of these little bad boys because they're really effective. One last thing, if you'd like to get your hands on one of the Garmin Varia RCT 715s, then check out my Instagram channel, because I believe I'm going to be doing a giveaway on there where I shall be giving away one of the lights. So follow me on there and be one of the first to see that giveaway pop up, and you can be in with a chance to win. So yes, that is that.